I didn't always know that I would be a pastor, but God called me at an early age. I was 15 and decided to go on the Carolina Cross Connection mission trip, but I had no idea what that would look like. I knew a little bit about the trip, but I had no idea that I'd be called into ministry on that trip. During one of the worship services, I just felt this draw and this sort of nudging, and this idea came to me. Maybe I'm supposed to go into ministry, and it came out of nowhere. And the folks that were leading the worship service said, if you need to speak to anyone, there's a pastor here. And I said to myself, I don't need to speak to anyone. And clearly I needed to speak to the pastor. So I went, and it was the first female pastor I had ever met in real life. And her name was Deb. And she and I started talking. And to this day, I don't remember exactly what she said, but I remember everything she said was exactly how I was feeling. And she talked to me about call. I think it's important to remember your call and to cling to your call, because the life of a pastor can be quite turbulent. And I think being called at such a young age, I had a rosy view of ministry, and I was excited about what the life of a pastor would be and always looked forward to it. And yes, there are joyful and wonderful days in the life of a pastor, but there are hard and long-suffering days too. And so when you go through those troubled times, to cling to your calling and to know that it's not a job, it's not even something that you choose to do, it's something that God chooses you for. I used to think that a calling was that one day that happened at Carolina Cross Connection more than 20 years ago now. But what I've learned is that God continues to call me, and that my call has changed and grown over the years. And so even now I feel like God is calling me and keeps calling me in new and different ways. And if there's anybody that is questioning their call or feeling like their call might not still be there, just to be open to the voice of God and the leading of the Spirit, and how God's call might be changing. I'm Robin Fitzgerald, and I am called.